Okay, everybody, welcome to the Board Games Maelstrom. Today we're going to take a look at Harvest by Tasty Minstrel Games, and I believe the designer's name is Trey Chambers. Take a look at the back here, which is upside down. It has a lot of little pieces, so they suggest you don't have any children from 0 to 3. But I don't think you would want a child from 0 to 3 playing this anyway. Probably end up eating it. That's a bad thing. 2 to 4 players, 30 to 60 minutes, and 14 and up. So let's get a simulated game set up, and I'll be right back, and we'll talk about it. Okay, today we are going to take a look at Harvest. It is, I wouldn't say it was a small game. I would say it's a big game in a small box. It comes with really great quality components. It's a very interesting worker placement game. Basically, everybody at the beginning of the game gets dealt a variable player power card. There's all kinds of different ones. You can either do variable player powers, or you can on the back of every one of these is the basic player will plow some dill. And he always has the same power, add 15 victory points to your score at the end of the game. He doesn't really do a whole lot. Down here you have your starting items that you start with. There's different guys that you can get, though. You can get Plowdoor. He has variable player power of never pay any cost to use actions on the town board or the town board. He gets -2 victory points per field when it's done. So that's not a good thing, but you probably get some good items and build up your money. We have Gus Arborfall, Artisan Builder, double victory points for game bonuses from your buildings. You could build a maximum of 4 buildings. Princess P. Madonna, Imhotep with Ho spelled H-O-E, Bo Mud, Landolph, the Green Wizard, which he allows you to take your 2 basic resources and create the 3rd elite resource, the elixir. You get your water and your fertilizer, and you get to create an elixir. Lady Lankenplots. She has different abilities. Gregorgius, the orc. After farmers have been placed, you may send an orcling to any available slot as if it were a 3rd farmer. So basically, she gets like an extra action every turn at the very end. So that's pretty cool. You get these little farmers. You get 2 of them to place on the actions. There's a town board in which you can do several actions on the town board. Harvest, plant, tend. When you plant, you would place a crop into your field. You tend it. It means you would water it, and it would grow into its full potential. And harvest is just to take them out. And your plants are used both as victory points and as currency. So you're going to want to keep a good balance in there. General store, you can choose 2 different items. Some of them you have to pay for if you're going to take, like the ghost peppers and the broccoli and the elixirs. You pay for each one you take. And then the last part is the land office. You can get an extra plot. You can add on to your farm. You can build, and you can choose 2 actions. Now, the second person that comes in gets to go into one of these spots, and any number of players can go in there, and you just get to choose 1 action in each of the sections. Now, along with the labor market, each time you're going to have the number of players, you're going to have some of these cards dealt, and these are extra worker placement spots. You put your guy on there, and this one allows you to get 2 peas. You get to tend and harvest. This one allows you to get 2 peas, 2 fertilizer. This one here, you have to pay on this one, but you get 2 fertilizer, 2 water, an extra field. You get to plant, but that's a pretty good card, I would say. Some of these cards are an either or. Sometimes you don't get to do both. I'm trying to find something along those lines. There's all kinds of, it's going to keep it fresh. There's going to be all kinds of different ones that you can go to. You also can build buildings. On the back of all of these little plot cards are different buildings that you can build. This one is Goblin Burial Ground. After paying to plant any seed, pay 1 victory point to discard that seed and plant a ghost pepper seed instead. That's pretty cool. I love the names of the different plants that you can plant. They're not those are actually called phantom peppers, but we have scarrets, which are they start out as little tiny like toothpick looking things, and once you tend to them, let me see if I can get it to focus. It's like a little scared carrot, which is kind of goofy. And it doesn't want to focus. So you can also get the basic pea, which is, its star is both silver and gold, as you can see here, and that's because it is both something you can purchase and something that can be tended into 1 pea. We also have plumpkin seeds, which turn into giant plumpkins. They're very tiny. We have broccoli, which is at a cost of 2, but you get it's worth 5 victory points when it grows. There's all kinds of different things that you can do. There's lots of choices. It just seems the game only goes 5 rounds, and it just seems that sometimes you're like just getting ramped up, and then all of a sudden the game is over, and that's it's a little frustrating. But it's a great game. I mean, you want more. So this has been one of our favorites that we've played this year. I haven't gotten to play it enough to put it into our top 10 games of 2017, but I'll be posting a video soon of me teaching my wife how to play this. I'll go on my series where I teach my wife different games. The games are from TMG are usually very good. This is no exception. There's fantastic choices in this game. This keeps it from getting stale because you don't see all the worker placement cards every time. So there's lots of replayability. It's an overall great experience. I've played it with a couple different player numbers. I haven't played it with all yet, but it seems to work really well with both, and it's not that hard to teach. Another thing I almost forgot to mention is how you get your turn order. These get dealt out to each player, and they are initiative cards. And you can go first, but you can only get one or the other. This is where the ors are coming in. You can only harvest or get water. But if you go 15th, you can get 2 water, 2 fertilizer, and a pea, plus you can harvest. So, I mean, and when you play that out, you say, I'm going to go, let's say the cards you have in your hand are, always have 3 out here. If there's a 2-player game, I believe it's 1 more. So something like this would be happening, not with several cards, but just 1. And then you'd have a card in your hand, and you would say, I am, whatever you played last time, new ones would be dealt out, and you'd say, I am going to go 3rd. And what you'd do is you'd place down your 10 that you had the last round. You place down your 10 you had the last round, and you'd get to go 3rd. But somebody else could choose to go 10. Choose the 10. And then somebody else might say, you know what, I went 5th last round, but I want to go 15th, and I want to get all this stuff this round. So, but then that leaves 5 out there for another player to choose. great. This is a great mechanic. I've seen it in a couple of games this year. Yamatai is another one that does, you choose and you get an action, and it's better the later in the round you go. So you're choosing your turn order, you're choosing your perks, and let's be honest, what kind of game about poop isn't going to be great? I mean, there's all kind. I have poop in my hands. I guess that's a little juvenile, but it just like the cherry on top for this game. So I'm telling you what, this is a great game. You should go out and get it. I'm going to give it a category rating of 4 out of 5. I give very few 5 category ratings, but this is very close. It's just a little light for my tastes, but it's a really good game. Great family game. The kids will love it. Just if you like, go out and get it. It's out there from Tasty Minstrel right now. They have it out. It's a really good game. And thanks for stopping by for another Board Games Maelstrom category review.